The cross whipped in, and it's a spectacular bicycle kick. What a goal for Brazil. They have taken the lead.
Do it here. We take all the sources, the articles, the tactical notes, and we distill it all down for you. And today, we are diving deep into the world of international football. Specifically, that recent friendly match between Brazil and Senegal on November 15th, 2025.
Yeah, and it's so easy to just look at a friendly and think, it's just a warm-up.
Just a kickabout.
Exactly. But the analysis we've seen makes it very, very clear that this match had some pretty profound consequences. Yeah. Our whole mission today is to get past that simple scoreline.
Right.
We want to uncover the strategic and, maybe more importantly, the historical weight of this victory for Brazil. We're sort of looking for the blueprint here.
And we don't like to waste any time.
Yeah.
The final score was 2-0 Brazil. Now, on the surface, that sounds like, business as usual for a team like Brazil. But this is where it gets really interesting. It's actually groundbreaking for the five-time world champions.
That 2-0 result was a historic record. I mean, if you look back at Brazil's previous attempts to beat Senegal, and they are a strong, very organized African side.
Always tough.
Always. And Brazil had failed every single time. So this victory, it wasn't just a win. It was the first time in their history they'd actually secured the 3 points against Senegal.
Okay, let's unpack that history then, because that context is what takes a simple, friendly win and turns it into something monumental.
Right.
What exactly happened in those previous games that made them so difficult? I feel like that tells us a lot about the psychological hurdle they just cleared.
Well, the sources, they show this really clear pattern of difficulty. First, there was the match in 2019. That one ended in a draw, and that alone showed Senegal's resilience. But the one that really, really lingered, the one that created this immense pressure, that was the result from 2023.
What happened then?
Brazil suffered a 4-2 loss.
Wow. A 4-2 loss in a friendly. That's a big deal.
It was. It was widely seen as a shameful loss. That's a direct quote from one of the articles. For Brazil, the expectation is always dominance.
Of course.
So to concede 4 goals to any team, let alone an African side, it really signaled a kind of collapse in their defensive organization at the time. That humiliation meant this 2-0 win wasn't just about the win column. It was about erasing a huge historical and psychological debt.
So this 190-minute match did more than earn bragging rights. It sort of reset the whole historical dynamic with an opponent that clearly had their number. That shift in weight must have been a central focus for the coach, Carlo Ancelotti.
It absolutely was. And this leads us straight into the strategy. The notes we have emphasized that Ancelotti treated this match specifically as a final test before their big competitive preparations.
A final test.
He needed to know if his system, particularly the defense, could actually hold up under real sustained pressure.
I found that description fascinating, final test. That implies the structure and the system are way more important than, say, the usual Brazilian flair.
Precisely. And while Brazil definitely showed their aggressive side in the first half, that's in their DNA, the real tactical takeaway here is the shift. A clear shift toward what Ancelotti knows best.
Which is
what the sources are calling compact football.
We hear that term compact football thrown around all the time, especially in Europe. But what does it actually mean for a team like Brazil? Are they sacrificing, the Joga Bonito philosophy?
That's a great question, and it's sort of the key point of friction we need to explore. Compact football, in this context, it just means a system where the team minimizes the space between the defense and the midfield, both horizontally and vertically. So for Brazil, this means not just relying on the individual magic of, Vinicius Jr. It's about ensuring that when they lose the ball, there's immediate coordinated pressure from a solid, structured unit. It's structure over artistry, in a way.
So instead of a super high attacking line that leaves huge gaps for a counterattack. Ancelotti is bringing in a bit of that Italian pragmatism. Win it back fast or get everyone behind the ball.
Exactly.
And that is it, the final whistle. Brazil have beaten Senegal by 2-0 in a stunning display here tonight.